During this world of COVID, do you ever get anxious? Are you feeling more lethargic or depressed? Well, today on Love of Knowledge, we'll delve into the possible philosophical reasoning as to why this may be the case. And this story starts here, Athens, Greece. In 428 BC, a little baby boy was born. This baby boy would grow up and revolutionize ethics, justice, politics, and Western philosophy as a whole. This baby boy was named Plato. He was founder of the Platonist school, the founder of modern education today, and the founder of Plato's cave. Plato, once having a discussion with his brother Glaucon, led to the creation of Plato's most famous allegory, Plato's cave. Plato imagines a cave where, inside, a group of prisoners have been chained, locked up, and confined since birth. The prisoners cannot move, their necks and legs are chained so they are unable to turn away or around, and so they are only left to see what is in front of them, a stone wall. Behind and above the prisoners is a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners is a low wall where people walk, carrying objects on their head. The light of the fire casts shadows of the objects onto the wall in front of the prisoners. These shadows are all the prisoners can see. The only sounds they hear are the echoes from the cave. Now, because these prisoners have never been exposed to the actual objects, and all their lives they have only witnessed shadows, they mistake these shadows for reality. The echoes of the cave to them are noises created by the shadows. If a shadow of a book were to appear, for example, these prisoners would claim that they've seen a book. They are not saying this is a shadow of a book, because their reality doesn't know shadows. Eventually, one of the prisoners would understand the nature of this world and would be able to guess what shadow would come next, which would lead to the praise and recognition from the other prisoners. Now let's suppose one of the prisoners is set free. If a person were to show that prisoner an actual book, Socrates continues pondering what would happen if that freed prisoner were to turn toward the fire. The prisoner would surely turn away from so much light and turn back to the dark shadows, which he holds to be more real. Now what if this is taken one step further, and the prisoner was forced to go outside? The prisoner would be angry, distressed, and unable to see the reality before him, because he would be so blinded by the light. After a little while, however, the prisoner would adjust and understand the reality in the cave was incorrect. He would look towards the sun and understand that this entity was what created seasons, years, and everything that was visible in the world. The prisoner would not look back at those days in the cave with fond memories, for he would now understand that his former perception was not actually reality. The freed prisoner then decides to return to the cave and set the others free. When the prisoner returns, he struggles to adjust to the darkness of the cave. The other prisoners find this behavior startling, for the darkness of the cave is still their only reality. And instead of offering praise, they find him to be stupid, and will not believe what the freed prisoner has to say. The prisoners threaten to kill the freed prisoner if he sets them free. Now what does this mean? I think this is exactly what is happening in our society today. Think about it. In the world of COVID-19, most of us are stuck working or learning from home. Just like Plato's allegory, we have our own stone wall. It is our computer screens, it is our phones, it is our TVs. They are all just variations of the walls the prisoners are looking at. We are the prisoners stuck and chained at home, left to only stare blankly into this wall. The fire behind us is the depressing, melancholy news.
Declaring a state disaster.
Fort Mayor Betsy Price is expected to announce a stay-at-home order. Washington State man testing positive
And so
for
now,
deadly virus.
stores are open there and closed in the rest of the world.
The lifeless faces of others who have just woken up before the Zoom meeting, and all the trivial little things we come across scouring the internet. You see, over time, our perception of reality begins to dissolve into a puddle, into a mess. We begin to think the world is just a dark and gloomy place. that World War III is just around the corner, and that there is not much to life apart from sitting in a small confined chair, looking at a brain-melting machine. But that is not true. We need to learn how to free ourselves from the shackles, just as the prisoner did. We need to learn how to look past these dark shadows and see past the computer screen. Now, I'm not sure how to free oneself from those shackles, so I'd like to open this up for debate. So, for anyone watching this, please comment below how you think one can escape this cave, and we can have a discussion in the comment section below. That's it for this week's installment of Love of Knowledge, and see you next time.